I'm your host, Stephen Bannover, here on the SportsTalkLine Network. This is live game day reaction. And we're here with Mr. New York Giants, Tom McAllister from New York City. Good day, sir.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, it's a pleasure. There's so much to talk about today. These are the live reactions to the scores as they tumble in. And let's talk about the first one that comes up, Packers 34, 49ers 17. And Tom, I got to ask you, I got to ask everybody out there, are you surprised by this score? Because I'm not.
I guess with the Packers offense, you got to look at it. They got embarrassed against the Minnesota team that only had one win, and it looked like the defense came ready to play. Aaron Rodgers did what Aaron Rodgers does best. Pretty much, it was a one-sided game, to say the least. Rodgers puts up 4 touchdowns. 49ers were out of it for most of the second half.
Well, Rodgers, 25 of 31, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns. On the flip side, you have that well-known 49ers QB, Nick Mullins, 22 of 35, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Again, I'm just not surprised by this at all.
No.
The 49ers, they have a great game plan. They just have lost the pieces to make it work. Broncos 27, Falcons 34. Oh my goodness. Did the Falcons have the lead in the fourth? That's all I want to know about this, Tom.
You know what? They kept counting score. They didn't stop the score. The Falcons kept on. And you got to wonder what was, did the Falcons just need a head coaching change? Because when you look at, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they got some talent. They got Calvin.
They do have talent.
They got Julio Jones. They got Matt Ryan. They can put up points.
Things that make you go, and now here's something that makes you go, because everybody was picking this game to go one way, and it went the other. Seahawks 34, Bills 44, Josh Allen MVP. And let me tell you why right now, dude. Let's look at the stats, man. All right, Seahawks, Russell Wilson, fantastic stats. Did you expect anything different? I didn't. Okay, 28 of 41, 390 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Ooh, Bills D came to play. On the flip side, Josh Allen, 31 of 38, 415 yards, 3 touchdowns, zip for INTs. Tom, wow.
All I got to say is when they're talking about the draft class, I believe it was 2017, when they had Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen. Josh Allen was an afterthought. A lot of people thought, and he's coming out.
It was number 4.
Yeah, and you're looking at it now, and he's on, and he's putting up good numbers. He's just not someone where –
those are better than good numbers.
Yeah, he's not just going there. Well, he's system QB. He's showing right now he is in contention. Dare we say? He's probably, could we say, a top 10 quarterback in this league? MVP. I'm telling it right now. MVP. The dude has to be considered for it. Those are epic freaking numbers. And he did it against a solid defense. It's not like he did it against the NFC East. That's Seattle. They're a long way away from the Legion of Boom.
Oh, I didn't say a great defense. I said a good defense. That's all I said. Good. That was it.
I think the interesting side note in this game, Jamal Adams, who the Seahawks picked up from the Jets, apparently
that hurts.
To a verbal altercation with Seattle's coaching staff. So from Jets fans, we're saying, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, you may have got it. There's no doubting the talent, but what do they say? $1 million talent, 5-cent head. All right, Baltimore Ravens 24, Indianapolis Colts 10. The Colts were playing some insane defense in the first half.
Yes, it's just Baltimore's offense. Lamar Jackson, he's not having the MVP caliber season, but he's still playing good enough. And Baltimore has enough weapons. They have a strong ground game. They got a good offensive line. And the Ravens, they're known for a defense. Their defense is still showing up. They went on the road and got the key conference win against the Colts.
Yeah, Jackson is just so deadly. And there is no stat really for what he does to the other team's defense that allows the rest of the Ravens players to actually make a difference on offense. So the guy is so impactful in the game. All right, Texans 27, Jaguars 25. Who cares?
Yep.
Moving on. I mean, serious. Other than I always have to give Deshaun Watson a nod and go like, sorry about your rookie contract, guy. Wish you could have, been on a good team.
Yeah.
Now, say again. True on that. My bad for leaving that out.
Also, too, just imagine if Watson still had his top number one receiver too. You gotta wonder that too. But
all right, look, Panthers 31, Chiefs 33. I love what the Panthers were doing all day long, but there's two things they didn't account for. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He just brought it together at the end.
It's one of the things, no lead is safe with Patrick Mahomes on the field. And he just, you can look up and 3 minutes later, you're already down 14 points. You don't know where it came from. They can just strike fast, strike hard. And, Mahomes took over the game with Tyreek Hill, to say the least. Tyreek Hill had 2 touchdowns, and Mahomes did Mahomes. You're going to hear me say this from now on. Mahomes has the MVP. He has a Super Bowl ring. Mahomes is now in competition to be the greatest of all time.
Oh, man, way too early. But I'm not going to disagree with you.
He right now, if his career keeps going,
there you go. That's Father Time is what he has to deal with now. The talent's there, but you have to do it for a number of years. All right, Lions 20, Vikings 34. And I tell you what, this is a pretty interesting game because Captain Kirk catches a ton of crap. 13 of 20, 220 yards, 3 touchdowns. You pair him with Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
Remember him? He's back, okay? 206 yards from the line of scrimmage running the football, 2 touchdowns, 9.4 yards average. They're going to win a lot of games when you match those 2 performances up, yeah?
Well, absolutely. And I think the Vikings are starting to get a little momentum because they had 2 divisional wins. They went on the road last week into Green Bay where Dalvin Cook carried Minnesota to victory. And this is something where, I feel like Dalvin Cook could have a potential Derrick Henry performance where the second half of the season, he puts his team on his back and just carries them into contention. The Vikings are a long way away from that, but Dalvin Cook is giving them a shot.
All right. Not going to disagree with that at all. Dalvin Cook forever are the tattoos that these Vikings fans should be wearing. All right, Bears 17 and Tennessee Titans 24. Nick Foles 36 of 52, 335 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And the Bears fans are calling for Trubisky because the Bear offense looks, it looks like a gimp on acid.
It looks like what you would expect from the Bears offense. Apparently they thought Nick Foles was the answer. He's not. Who would have thought? Is there anything more 2020 than the Chicago Bear fans wanting Mitchell Trubisky to be their starting quarterback?
Didn't we just talk about Mahomes, who was picked after who?
Yeah, and I think that Watson guy too. Wonder how they're doing.
All right, there's still 3 games active right now, so we're not going to deal with those. We're going to deal with the last game that has a final on it. It's a NFC East game. Yes. New York Giants 23, Washington 20, and the Giants tried to, give Washington a chance to win it late in the 3rd, early in the 4th. But I got to say, the Giants defense, these guys are for real, aren't they?
Yeah, the Giants defense stepped up. I mean, this is the second NFC East opponent where the Giants pretty much ended their season. Kyle Allen got tripped up with Jabril Peppers on a play. And
totally fine hit, dude. I don't have a problem with it.
It was a freak accident. It wasn't intent. Peppers basically rolled up on his ankle and awkwardly.
I disagree with that. I think Peppers tried to trip him. All right, what happened is Peppers got blocked into him. All right, now that was none of Pepper's fault. He's driving. But as he flipped over, heck yeah, he stuck his leg up. I saw several NFL players go like, yeah, he tried to trip him, but didn't try to hurt him.
Yeah.
It was a freak accident, accident. I totally agree with you on that. But no, did he try and trip him? Oh yeah, it was done well. It was done well. He was really sly about how he slid his leg up there. But I thought it was an all-pro play. That is what all pros do right there. There was nothing dirty. There was nothing inimical about it. It just didn't end well.
Yeah, it was a freak accident to say the least. It's going to happen. But Alex Smith came in. He had a strong performance for Washington. He got him close.
He looked rough early. He looked rusty. Yeah. It just didn't look well. And then there was the halftime where they gave him the veteran juice, that somehow they got him some of that veteran, that illegal bet. Somebody slid him something in the Tom Brady football pump room. Okay. Yeah. And he came out in the second half and whoa, he looked like Alan Smith on steroids, didn't he?
He got, Washington close. It was also another thing. This could have been something. There was a critical play in the fourth quarter where the ball hits Evan Ingram right in the hands and he couldn't catch it. Washington starts getting the momentum. The credit to Giants defense, they got 2 turnovers. Man, what do you got on that?
All right, now there was a play where, towards the end of the first half, I believe, where he went Ingram. It was not intercepted, but it was fate. It was not intercepted. You had pointed out earlier that Jones's interceptions come when he goes to Ingram.
Yeah. It's something where, Ingram, loses his balance. He loses his footing.
He loses the game.
Yeah, loses the game. And it's one of those situations where, are you kidding me? Here we go. And it was like a wild bobble, but, they replayed it. They said it didn't happen. Also, I think an interesting play, Jonathan Vilma was on the call for Fox, and he said Daniel Jones saved the game because on a third down play, Daniel Jones fell victim to a blindside blitz where he got nailed, but he didn't cough up the ball. And you saw a mechanical change where he has the ball up here and it pops out, but Jones felt the contact and immediately brought the ball down. So I don't know how you practice that as a quarterback.
You do practice that. They actually do that in drills. They practice on when you feel the ball go, what do you do? Boom, you bring it in. And then later, when he actually did lose the ball and was able to fall on it.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones did not turn the ball over. And you and I talked about it. And your take was, if Daniel Jones does not turn the ball over, the Giants got a good chance to win, right?
Yeah, and also I think the offensive line is improving. Andrew Thomas and Matt Pert, the tackles. Andrew Thomas started at left tackle. Matt Pert, they're working him in at right tackle and left tackle. Maybe the Giants are coming up with a new scheme where, you know what, we're not going to play our offensive tackles every play, get them a little rest. They might be better towards the end. And, the Giants, they ran for over 100 yards. You had Alfred Morris and Wayne Gallman made a nice little combo with Gallman getting a touchdown. Morris had some big runs against his former team. And that's something, too, where, if this offensive line with 3 potential rookies playing sometimes, and you look up and you got to be like, wait a minute, they're putting up 100-plus yards with their number 3 and number 4 running backs. What happens if you get an all-pro talent like Saquon Barkley back? That's something else. So So it's interesting if you're a Giant fan. And also, I think I've never seen a fan base so invested in a first-year coach who's 2-7. But I think Joe Judge is, quote, passing the eye test, as some people like to write.
Oh, yeah. I agree 100% with that. All right. Well, let's move on from that. I have to say, it was a hell of a victory. And you guys came back and just really did a really solid job. But something I wanted to talk about earlier, and I was waiting until we could talk about it, because I was thinking Phillip Rivers, and I was waiting till the Chargers game was over. Wait a minute. He doesn't play for the Chargers. It's the Colts. There was a play. The Colts defense was awesome, but Phillip Rivers was chasing down a turnover. Guess whose? And he did a tackle. And when you talk about one of the worst tackle efforts of all time, He looked like a guy he looked like a panda with seven cubs who was gonna like not get in somebody's way. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. And I think that encapsulated what happened to that team today on offense was Phillip Rivers. Wow, Phillip, you've got some questions to answer there, my man. You have a reputation as being a competitor. That's not competing. That's laying down, putting your stomach up and saying, do me. Whoa, no wonder you're a Catholic. Ooh, said that out loud, didn't I? Okay. All right, but now the Chargers did finally finish their game. And good thing we waited on it because it did flip. They lost.
Yes.
Raiders 31, Chargers 26. Whoa. But Justin Herbert, which I cannot believe, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Wow. What a game, but they lost.
Yes. Now you got to wonder if Justin Herbert, it looks like when you look at the play of Justin Herbert that the Chargers look smart in letting Phillip Rivers walk. You can argue how the Chargers look for letting Drew Brees walk about 15 to 20 years ago when they drafted Phillip Rivers. But this is something too. You know what? Herbert seems like all right. They're comfortable with them. I think this past draft with Joe Burrow, Tua, and Herbert, you couldn't be wrong with drafting any 3 of those guys. So I think with the Chargers, they got their quarterback of the future. You got someone to build around. And also the Chargers are one of those teams, they were a drive away, a stop away from winning several games. So if you're the Chargers, you can come in, build a team, be like, listen, we're close. We just got to learn how to.
Well, you got the QB, man.
Yes.
You got the QB. All right, there's 2 games left that we haven't talked about because they still have about 5 minutes left in each one. And, I mean, I don't know why we don't just call both of them right now. Dolphins Cardinals tied 31-31. The winner is going to be, Tom?
I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
I'm not.
Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with the Dolphins, baby. I'm going to go with the rookie QB. Oh, yeah. And that's tough because Kyler Murray, I think, is a god among boys right now.
Yeah.
The next game is Steelers-Cowboys. Steelers 18, Cowboys 19. But the Steelers are driving right now at the goal line to pretty much, they should score, but I mean, who knows? This game has had turnovers at the goal line, I think, twice already. Well, it's been insane.
Steelers just scored to give themselves the lead.
All right, so they did score. But I tell you what, the Cowboys have remember the miracle for Tennessee? What was that?
Frank Wycheck.
Yeah, and the Cowboys dialed that play up. They did not get the touchdown on it, but they did get the huge play. They did end up scoring. It was insane. They have pulled out all the stops. They're giving the Pittsburgh Steelers all the trouble that they can. But I tell you what, the Ravens gave the Pittsburgh Steelers all the trouble that they could last week as well, didn't they?
Yes. It looks like if the score holds up, the Steelers are going for 2. The score is 24. Pittsburgh, Dallas 19, 2:16 left.
Plenty of time left in the game. Gilbert is the Cowboys QB. I like him a lot more than Dalton. I like him a lot more than anybody not named Dak Prescott in a Cowboys uniform. I'm not going to count the Cowboys out of this, and not because I'm a homer. I am a homer. I just want to acknowledge that. Okay.
Well, also, too, to update it, Pittsburgh did not convert on the 2-point conversion. Dallas is down by 5, and they're supposed to get the ball with 2:14 left in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be an interesting game to close out, to say the least. You got to see, can this unknown quarterback come out and lead the Cowboys to victory? And then Jerry Jones will be like, no, I found this stud. Let's let Dak Prescott walk, which would be absolutely lovely for all the NFC. You know what? Watch him go to like Philadelphia or something like that, or Washington, where, he goes out there. But this is something where, he has the chance. But you got to wonder, if you're Pittsburgh, is there a curse being the last team that's undefeated? Because when
you can't tell me that stuff, man. No, No.
You knew
The Cowboys need to sign Dak Prescott. He is their QB. That's all there is to it. And I just realized we might have gotten in trouble with YouTube there by me making that joke. All right, I'm old school. I'm not PC. I'm not a snowflake. I go down that road. Hopefully we'll cut this out. Wait a minute, we're live. No, we're not going to. All right, as it is, Steelers up 24-19. I'm going to call it right here right now. The final score will be Cowboys winning the game. Dolphins, Cardinals, we already called that. Dolphins are up 34-31. So it looks like I'm right on both.
Called it one way. I called it another way. This is like the 2000 election all over.
Haven't you been watching the election, dude? I'm calling the winners now, and then I'm gonna let my attorney handle everything after this. Okay?
But listen, the important thing is that they stop keeping score. They stopped the count in the Dolphins-Cardinals game.
Stop the count. All right. Real quick, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so below. Slap that notify button and thank yourself if you voted. I don't care which side you voted for, who you voted for, what you voted for. The important part is you voted. Thank you so much. Tom, anything you want to add to that?
Well, I think this is something, it's great. To say the least. I hope that people can start, enjoying life again, and we can start hating each other over what sport teams we root for, instead of whoever we vote. The good old days, as I like to call it. But this is something too, getting back to sports, also anticipate the dropping of a new video cast from SportsTalkLine where I'm going to be on. We're going to be talking about Big East basketball, the battle for the Big East. So, it's that time. It's November. I don't know about you. I'm getting excited. College basketball is coming back after being abruptly shut down. They weren't able to finish the full season, but hopefully they get that done, and college basketball comes back in a big way.
Going to be exciting. I know I'm going to be there. Thanks so much for sharing that, Tom. And that's all we're going to do for right now. Please hang on. Watch these games. Watch that Dolphins-Cardinals game. Watch the Steelers-Cowboys game so you can see that I was right about the winner of each. Tom, thank you so much for being there. And until next time, listen like you play with intensity.